He who renounces his body remembering me at the time of death reaches my abode. There is no doubt about it. Surrender yourself to God, that is the biggest support. Anyone who has come to recognize this support is free from fear, worry and suffering. Just as the light of light shines in the darkness, so also the truth shines. Therefore one should always follow the path of truth. Those who do not believe in this knowledge follow the cycle of birth and death without attaining me. The mind is restless and difficult to restrain, but it is subdued by practice. You are what you believe in. You become that which you believe you can become. O Arjuna, I know all beings, past, present and future, but in reality no one knows me. Man is made by his belief. As he believes, so he is. We behold what we are, and we are what we behold. Neither in this world nor elsewhere is there any happiness in store for him who always doubts. The wise man lets go of all results, whether good or bad, and is focused on the action alone. Work for work's sake, not for yourself. Act but do not be attached to your actions. Be in the world, but not of it. A man's own self is his friend. A man's own self is his foe. It is better to live your own destiny imperfectly than to live an imitation of somebody else's life with perfection. You have the right to work, but never to the fruit of the work. You should never engage in action for the sake of reward, nor should you long for an action. No one who does good work will ever come to a bad end, either here or in the world to come. Selfish action imprisons the world. Act selflessly, without any thought of personal profit. There has never been a time when you and I have not existed, nor will there be a time when we will cease to exist. As the same person inhabits the body through childhood, youth, and old age, so too at the time of death he attains another body. The wise are not deluded by these changes. After attaining heaven and living there for many years, a failed yogi is again born in a holy and prosperous family. Just as fire tests gold, so troubles brave men. Man should perform his duties without worrying about the consequences, without greed and selfless and impartial. Still your mind in me, still yourself in me, and without a doubt you shall be united with me, Lord of love, dwelling in your heart. Only the mind is one's friend and enemy. As person abandons worn out clothes and acquires new ones, so when the body is worn out a new one is acquired by the self, who lives within. I am present in the heart of all beings. No work stains a man who is pure, who is in harmony, who is master of his life, whose soul is one with the soul of all. There is nothing, conscious or unconscious, that can exist without me. The knowledge sacrifice is superior to any material sacrifice. It is better to live imperfectly by identifying with yourself than to live someone else's life to the fullest. But, you are not able to see me with your physical eye, therefore, I give you the divine eye to see my majestic power and glory. Nothing gets anyone ahead of time and more than luck would. Make it an offering to me the food you eat, the sacrifices you make, the help you give, even your sufferings. Man is created by his belief, just as he believes, so he becomes. It is better to live your own destiny imperfectly than to live an imitation of somebody else's life with perfection.